By the way, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm.
Man, what in the hell is all this shit? Dude, it's just, I don't know. We're just going to humor him. I don't know what. Popping down the street. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes, all right? Jesus Christ. Dude, this one's called What the Heck?
The Rees Company intro with Puppet Jimmy Walters, take 137.
So what? I just intro the show? And this is what's on it? I'm not on here. What do you mean I'm bumped? Oh, you know what? I had enough of this crap. Tonight, it's the Rees Company, starring me, Puppet Jamie Walters, and what are those other guys' names? Craig and Scott. Oh, my. Tonight on the Rees Company, it's, oh my God, this is what they're doing? Oh, does anyone watch this show?
All right. People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here. Too many 40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry. It's going to change. Be nice.
That ain't working.
I want you to be nice.
That ain't working.
And you'll both be nice.
So much as my wife was a giant, but
I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the way you do it.
The Rees Company.
Crack open a tepid Genesee and watch the pictures as they travel through your neighbor's Wi-Fi. It's the Rees Company. I'm Steve Rees, the bull of American broadcasting, alongside the great Chris Morganti.
Hello.
Tonight, we have something very special. There's no movie of the week, no Curiosity TV, as we're going to call that. The last two episodes, we talked about television programs, odd television programs.
Yeah.
I would like to brand that Curiosity TV.
Oh, you can't. That's already a thing, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like documentary, like science documentaries, and
Oh, well, then we're not going to do that.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad I didn't go through and already make that the title of the.
Well, you would have had a convenient logo. You could have just gone to their website and downloaded it. So that would have made it easy.
Well, we'll have to come up with another name for that.
Yeah.
Instead of those things, we have an unveiling of sorts, a debut of an as yet unheard collection of audio.
Yeah.
But first, I want to address an erratum from our previous episode. We briefly discussed Ted Koppel and his use of a particular profanity.
Okay.
Live on Nightline, and I said I believe he addressed it to Slobodan Milosevic or someone in the Yugoslav regime, and I was way off.
Oh.
Ted was actually at the southern border of the U.S., chatting with one of the men charged with handling the immigration issues down there. So after a series of thoughtful, sincere replies, Ted asked the question that elicited a very diplomatic answer from his interviewee, to which Ted responded, "That's a BS answer." So my apologies to anyone whose week was adversely affected by my error.
Yeah. Thank God we got that cleared up.
Yeah. So I have in my possession, Chris, scores of cassette tapes filled with content I made when I was between the ages of 2 and right up until about the time of what we're going to hear tonight when I was 11 or 12.
Okay.
Most of these tapes are me playing DJ, interviewing family,
Yeah.
introducing songs, followed by the record itself. I'll talk for a while, and then I'll say, hey, here's the new Stevie Wonder record, and then I'll play that record onto the tape.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But they also contain original songs,
Uh-oh.
usually improvised.
Oh, no.
So those are all the elements that comprise most of these tapes, with one exception, Chris.
Okay.
In 1988 or 89, toward the end of this project, I made a recording with only music. No interviews, no commentary, no Springsteen records, just me, my guitar, and 8 original improvised compositions. And for some reason that's not evident in the context and the content, I called this collection the 7 C's.
Were there 7 songs?
There were 8 songs.
Yeah.
And Chris, I'm going to share this lost lo-fi indie rock masterpiece with you and our viewers tonight.
Oh, boy.
Now, do you have any questions before we hear the music?
Well, I have a few.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, for the past year or so, you obtained a bass guitar at some point in the past year.
Correct, yeah.
And your lovely fiance bought you, as a Christmas gift, bass guitar lessons.
Yes.
Which I believe you have not taken one yet.
Not yet. I will. I'll get to it.
Right.
I'll teach the guy a thing or two.
Well, what I never realized was that you already knew how to play an acoustic guitar.
Well, that's arguable,
Okay.
based on the evidence you're going to hear shortly.
Okay.
But I was an enthusiastic musician, if not a trained one.
Okay. Well, how many chords did you know?
I knew 0 chords.
0 chords.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I knew how to hold it.
Right. You know, when my daughter was maybe 5 or 6, we bought her a Little Mermaid guitar. And I fooled around with it too, but I could never figure out how to do any chords. So I believe we were probably at the same
Instrumentation level?
competence level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was something I would do, just improvise songs into a tape recorder. And one time, my cousin and I, we were very young, and we were taking turns improvising.
Yeah, we just had a fuse go out or something, so we got to...
Yeah, the monitor went out, so I assume the recording has 2, although I'm not... The recording is still going. Okay.
Take 2. Glad we have that thing now.
All right. So my cousin and I, when we were very young, we were taking turns improvising songs into the tape recorder.
Wait, your cousin was involved in this?
Not in what we're going to hear tonight, but
Okay.
she did participate in at least one cassette I have and can't find for the life of me. And I'd really like to, because a strange thing happened. I did my song,
Yeah.
and I don't remember what it was. I'm sure it was something stupid. But then it was her turn. And she sang just improvising, she sang what started out as a typical love song.
Yeah.
You know, all the cliches, just like in my songs, the things you found in pop music. But then things took a surprising lyrical turn. She sang this line, and she did it with one of those earnest faces people make when they're singing and they're really into the emotion of the lyrics. You know, I'll try to do it, something like this.
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean? And here's what she sang. One night I tried to leave you, but I couldn't get away from your troops.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know what that was
Your
all
cousin, Allison Krauss?
So any more questions before we dive into this?
Let's just get into it.
Okay, this is track 1, and it's called I'm Talking to You. 11 or 12-year-old bull made this recording. Me and my guitar. Seven C's track 1.
Pause it, please. Now, at what point were your fingers unstuck from the strings? Continue, please.
I know you're scared, but it doesn't matter. I'm here to stay. Don't know what to say. It don't matter 'cause I don't know anyway.
Not a bad note.
And it came out rough. Yes, yes, what would I say? Used a lot of stuff. Wouldn't even know if that was enough. Yes, it's true. And I'm talking to you. Yes, it's true. Whoa. And yeah, I'm talking to you.
Okay, stop. Did you hear that? Ding, 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 ding.
Oh yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that not me predicting the entire Everclear catalog?
Well, sounds something like that.
Every song. All right.
I'm just,
Yeah, you're loading up because
I'm
you know we're
loading
in
up.
for the long haul.
I see how this is going to go, and I want to be prepared.
Okay,
So,
well,
yeah.
let's hear some more.
And I know it might be hard to tell. I never even said it because I knew you so well. If I really didn't care, and I know you wouldn't mind, it's just a matter of time. Yes, it's true. I'm talking to you. Yes, it's true. Yeah, baby, I'm talking to you. But when the sun
Oh,
goes
there's more.
down, it takes
was
a
over.
lot of time to remember. Just come around, and I'll see that it all gets better. 'Cause you know that.
Okay, can I say this?
True.
And I think these songs deserve credit for this aspect at least.
Okay.
Most of them have middle eights.
I don't even know what that means.
It's after the second chorus, typically in a pop song, there are 8 measures that are almost completely different.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we just
Right.
heard a middle 8 over here. Pretty prescient for I don't know if that's prescient. Prodigious for an 11 or 12-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm talking to you. Yes, it's true. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yes, it's true. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yes, it's true. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yes, it's true. And man, I'm talking to you. Yes, it's true. Oh my, I'm talking to you.
All right, Chris, your reaction?
Well, that song clocked in at 4 minutes. Wait, all that long?
Yeah. Now let's pause for a second before we hear the next one. From the sound of things, one might be led to believe that this is about a strained preteen relationship.
Oh, I thought it was about you talking to someone.
I happen to remember the true catalyst for this tune, or at least its lyrics, and I was surprisingly able to track it down today. And whatever you think it might be, you're wrong.
Uh-oh.
Let's take a look. What are these lyrics actually?
I'm Captain Lou Albano talking to you from Wrestling Central. I've been involved in wrestling for 35 years. Nobody knows wrestling like me. So why don't you call me and get wrestling's latest news and reviews? Call the Captain Lou Albano Wrestling Hotline. Your friends will want to know how you got so wrestling smart. So why don't you call now? I'm Captain Lou, and baby, I'm talking to you.
There it is.
$1.50 the first minute, 35 cents each edition.
So you were actually talking to Captain Lou Albano.
Well, no, I wasn't talking to Captain Lou Albano. He inspired the lyrics to this song, or at least the title.
Now, that was 1-900-660.
Right.
For Lou.
No minute.
Are we going to see what happens now if you call the... Let's hear.
This line. Please dial 611 for customer service or dial 1-800-331-0500 from a landline phone.
We need a landline.
Yeah, well, that's not... Well, of course you do.
Yeah.
It's a 30-some-year-old commercial.
What, is it still going on? Why?
It's possible.
Why wouldn't it just be that thing that you used to get?
All right, so you want to do track 2, Chris? May as well just get into
more
this.
than anything. Hold on, though.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Track 2 is called Here to Stay.
Hey!
Captain Lou had no influence on these lyrics, as far as I can recall. Here to Stay, track 2 of The 7 Seas. It has 8 songs on it.
This one is
I
only...
don't know where that title came from.
This one is 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Not
this
as
one...
long as the last one.
No.
If I told you I was surprised, I don't think you would even mind. But what if I knew something happened? I would be bad. Just remember what you did to me, and I'll remember that I'm here to stay. I'll remember that I'm here to stay. Yeah, 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 yeah. When I was a baby, everything was going my way. I got sick, I got tired, and then I made myself happy.
Okay, stop. Come on, Velvet Underground.
Okay. Yes, they are a band.
I kind of have my delivery here. It is not much different from Lou Reed's.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Everything was going your way when you were a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last time I had any sort of comfort and happiness in life.
I hear you.
Okay. All right, let's continue.
'Cause if I remember that I'm here to stay, oh, that I'm here to stay, to stay, here to stay, here to stay.
You're stuck in the strings again?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
It's another key.
Okay. Right there.
Another key.
It's another key.
But you don't know any of the... Okay, yeah. So you were trying for a key change there?
Yeah.
Ah, got it.
I'm not running away.
And the next line, another step up for me. Now, it's not exactly a half step as a key change would technically be, typically, but it is interesting that I said it's another key, another step up.
Yeah.
Stay.
Now, Steve, let me ask you. You mentioned before the show started that there were 2 songs that you thought were very catchy.
Yes.
I noticed you kind of bebopping along with this one. Is this one of those?
This isn't one of those, but it may become a candidate for to fit that description.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to move on to the next one? Has a very interesting title.
Yes.
I like the title.
Tell the folks.
Monkey Business.
Yes.
This one comes in at 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so it will be the shortest one we've heard so far. I believe there's some risque lyrics in here as well.
I don't find these risque, and I will explain why when we get to those. If you want to discuss,
Okay.
when we get to those stanzas.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear. Let's kick this off.
You want some of that monkey business? You want some of that monkey business? You want some of that monkey business? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm sitting here watching TV and not knowing what I'm doing. Do I care? A car comes down the street, just who I am, and I never be challenged.
Stop. Salad.
Yeah. That last word was salad, which to me seems out of context, but what were you going for there, Steve?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I have no theory regarding the interjection of the word salad, seemingly randomly.
Yeah. Like a word salad is what you're doing there.
Oh, okay. I'll take that and party.
Yeah. Well, you know, John Lennon always felt it wasn't so much the words themselves, but how the words sounded.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I want some of that monkey business. Woo! I'll take some of that monkey business. You'll give me time. I'll overcome. Just give me a soda, yeah. And some rum. I want some of that.
Okay. Can we stop here?
Yeah.
So now I have, let me give you my interpretation of what these lyrics mean, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
Or right. I think monkey business is a euphemism for you fooling around with a young lady in the playground. Am I wrong there?
You're completely wrong.
Okay. Now, when you say I'll overcome, that there's no hidden meaning there.
No.
Okay. And when you say just give me some rum, well, that's a risque thing for a 11 or 12-year-old kid to say.
Well, it rhymes with overcome. You have to remember, these songs were improvised.
Okay. But I don't have any more questions for you. I do have a question for Jim, though. Hey, Jim, do you know how to tie a noose?
Yeah, possibly.
All right, well, that might come in handy.
All right, we're almost through monkey business.
Okay.
You want to hear the rest of this?
Oh, I sure do. Wait, but what was monkey business?
It was just a phrase I was tickled by.
Yeah. Okay. So the song's not really about anything.
No.
Okay, all right.
Monkey business, yeah. I want some of that monkey business.
You know what I'm saying, Jim? Like there's, if we could just, like, I don't know if the knot is that important. If we could just, hook it on something. Sorry, Steve. That was Monkey Business, track number 3 off of the 7 Seas.
Yeah. Now, one recurring excuse me, one recurring message you'll notice in these lyrics, it's twofold. It doesn't matter, and I don't care.
Wait, what? You lost me.
It doesn't matter, and I don't care.
I don't see that in this song.
Not in that song, but it has been in the others, and we'll hear it again. See if you start to notice it now. You want to hear track 4?
Popping down the street?
Yes.
This is another, by the way, folks, this is another 4-minute one.
All right. Well, they've already gone, Chris.
Okay.
All right.
Do I have anything to worry? Do you have anything to say? It doesn't matter what I'm doing,
Doesn't matter.
'cause you wouldn't like it anyway.
Now, can we pause here? I have to slightly protest your assertion that this was all improvised.
Right.
Because there's a rhyme scheme here that I don't really? Like, you didn't think of any of this beforehand?
Possibly the titles. That would be about it, yeah.
So this rhyme scheme is completely spontaneous.
Well, the rhyme scheme isn't complicated. It's and I wouldn't even call this a rhyme scheme. A lot of these things don't rhyme.
Well, no, most of them don't. But that first verse did, which makes me think it was pre-prepared.
Can you not just accept that I'm a genius?
Okay. Well, no, but yeah, let's keep going.
All right.
If some reason you could just get over the sign, and if you'd only believe me when I told you it was time.
Can we pause it? Jim, I don't mean to throw things into disarray, but can we put camera 2 on? Put camera 2 up on the screen so I can see it. Yeah, there we go. What looks like we got something. What? There we go. Now what's that used for? Wait, oh. So let's go right. But where were we at here? More than 30 years?
Wait, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
We're getting there.
What?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let's hear that, and then you can comment once we get back to it, because we were interrupted by something spotted that only you were the sole noticer.
You know, the thing is the camera is like on a swivel, and so when I moved the tripod, the camera wasn't following the
Okay,
tripod.
but what were we trying to focus on?
Nothing. Wait, you know what? We'll stick a photo of what it was during this segment, and that'll work way better than what I was trying to do. And I apologize for interrupting. Popping down the street.
In that case, Popping Down the Street continues. This is track 4.
More than 30 years, rocking this life I've been here. I really don't care what you say. It doesn't matter anyway.
Well, there you go. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Back to back.
Right, but can we stop? Because the first line is more than 30 years walking this life. What?
More than 30 years walking this life I've been here. Yeah.
Did you think someone was going to confuse you for an adult with that voice?
Well, I was probably writing as a character.
Oh, yeah. Right. But you have a child's voice, obviously, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really work. But
By the way, my voice in this tape sounds no different from the tapes I made when I was 3, when I was 5, when I was 6.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when your voice, I guess it just goes all at once. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. But okay, shall we continue?
What for? Do you really care for me, or is it just an phone call? Yeah.
By the way, I like that in my printed copy of the lyrics here, in brackets it says unintelligible.
Yes, I couldn't make that out.
Yeah, you couldn't figure out what you were going for there.
Hopping down the street, hitting the beat.
For a second, I thought it was the album title. All right, popping down the street.
Worry, oh yeah, I was popping down the street. Get it bad, get it ugly. What would you say?
Now,
if
when
I
you say,
told you-
Steve, when you say popping down the street, hitting the meat, that could also be perceived as being risque.
It rhymes with street.
Right. So you don't know what you were going for there?
I was going for a rhyme for street.
I don't know. Sounds like a young boy finding himself, but
right, relax.
I was getting bad at this. Would you mind? Or would you speak up and say, this is getting ugly? And I'd say that I was there. And you know that I really care. And I don't care what
I don't
you
care.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
It's gotta
the good news is it doesn't show up in your work. I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. Let's just go back.
be right down there. It's gotta be popping down the street. Yeah, yeah. It really don't matter. Yeah, yeah. Popping down the street. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hurt me here. Oh, baby, I don't care. I don't care. But when the lights go out and it all ends,
Middle
I
eight.
really wouldn't listen, but you would come and you would listen. I really don't care, 'cause you would hear that I was popping down the street late at night. Let's not fight. I don't care. I was popping down the street. Oh, yeah, man. I won't care. Popping down the street. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good note there.
Popping down the street. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was popping down the street.
Right there, Donovan. Intro to Epistle to Dippy.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
thinking.
was popping down the street.
Now, what is the meaning of popping down the street?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, you're popping. You're going up the street, going down the street, popping up the street.
Sure.
I'm just gonna pop up the street and grab a gimmick.
Now, I will say that I love the next track. One of my favorites. You all love it. Lick It Up, people. Lick It Up.
Oh no, unfortunately, this is not "Lick It Up."
Oh.
The Kiss classic you're referring to,
Well, yeah.
the Vinnie Vincent era Kiss song, the first from the first album without the makeup.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's not what we're about to hear.
Oh.
I love that. I kind of wish we were.
Yeah, I could go for some of
Can
that
we hear
right
"Lick
now.
It Up"? All right, let's not do that. You know how Gene Simmons is.
Yeah. That's the last thing we need.
All right. In fact, now that I think of it, I'm a little concerned I'm going to get sued for having a song title that rhymes with "Lick It Up." All right. This one is called "Pick It Up," and in my opinion, you mentioned earlier that I had mentioned that there were songs in this on this EP
Okay.
that I found very catchy.
So this is one of your favorites.
This is one I found very catchy.
Wow. All right. Well, Yeah, 4.5 minutes, folks.
Pick it up. Track 5 from the 7 Seas.
Wait. What's going on?
This is a different instrument.
There's some percussion.
I can't identify what this instrument is, but yeah, I did employ.
Well, can I tell you that when I used to... can we pause it for a second?
Stop.
When I used to make tapes of myself in my bedroom like this, and I had a fake band, I used a overturned waste paper basket as a drum. So maybe that's what we're hearing.
I don't think it is. In fact, it just occurred to me what it might be. When you tighten the strings of the guitar, the top part above where the strings set, I don't have the musical terminology, the vocabulary to describe this, but above the frets, where you tune it,
Yeah.
you can pluck those strings, the excess strings that go into the tuning. And
I mean, I don't know why you have a guitar here. I don't know why we're not seeing
I have a bass guitar here. I'm a bassist now.
Right.
But I don't think the same
Right, but I
effect would
believe,
occur
as
because
you
those
call
strings
it-
are far lower.
I believe, as you call it, the top part is the same on both the bass and the regular guitar.
But the sound is lower. I cannot replicate the sound you're about to hear.
I was just looking for you
We're
to show
just
us
here.
what you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
you think
and
you were
well?
this is something you're doing percussion on the
Okay,
guitar.
give me a second. I will demonstrate on a bass guitar.
please,
'Cause
please.
what we need tonight is another interruption.
I know. I mean, God, how come this show isn't so tight? All right, you know what, Steve? Forget it because you're trapped.
No, I'm going to do it. Well, you can move up.
I think Steve is a little bit annoyed with me right now, and I can't imagine why. You know,
Here we go again. All right.
see, I get the impression that Steve had this idea that he would come in here and play these songs to universal acclaim, and now he seems to be a bit upset. But I mean, Steve, are you upset?
All right, see, here's what happens. You have a guitar. I'm not upset. Everything's fine.
No, clearly.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see what the next interruption is. All right. So you have a guitar. You have this part of the guitar right here. And you can...
No, but that's not on camera, though.
It's on camera.
Not on that camera. There you go. I don't know. Can we restart track number 5?
Yeah, let's restart Pick It Up.
I don't think that's what we were hearing.
This is a song we'll be singing tomorrow.
All right, now we should be where we want to be.
Okay.
The beginning of track 5, Pick It Up.
Pick It Up, which I found to be very catchy. If you have any questions about the intro here?
Well, yeah, right. Now, can we pause it without any problems, or what's going to happen here?
Yeah, we can pause it. We're fine now.
I don't hear what you were doing with the bass there.
Okay, but people don't necessarily know what I was doing with the bass. I posited that on my acoustic guitar, I was doing something like this.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got it that time, yeah.
But now I feel like those sound like blocks, like wooden blocks.
Yeah.
I was hitting of some sort.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so you want to hear Pick It Up?
I would like to, yes.
Fingers crossed.
This remind you of the old days or what?
Pick it up, take it to town, wanna drive 4 miles around. Pick it up, take it to town, wanna drive 4 miles around. I really don't care what you have to say.
I don't care.
It don't really matter
Doesn't matter.
whether it's night or day, just pick it up. I said just pick it up. Pick it up.
Take it to town. Then you drive for miles around. You just pick it up. Take it to town. Then you drive for miles around.
Sitting in the back of the car, I know
Take it to town, then drive for miles around. You just pick it up. Take it to town, then you drive for miles around. Yeah, yeah.
Pick it up. Just pick it up.
Take it to town, then drive for miles around. You just pick it up. Take it to town, then drive for miles around. You just pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Just pick it up. Take it to town, then you drive 12 miles around. You just pick it up.
Take it to town, drive for miles around. You just pick it up, pick it up.
Take it to town, drive.
See, there are three imperatives here, Chris. There's pick it up, there's take it to town, then you drive for miles around.
Right. You know, my question is, if you were going to give us a live performance, why didn't you do that 15 minutes ago when we were trying to find the actual audio? But okay. I mean, I appreciate it. It's nice. It's nice to hear the updated version of it.
I don't think it's updated at all. I'm just singing along with my former self.
Right. But I mean, it's just 30 years later. Whatever.
Right. 30 some years later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 30. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
Do you not find this one catchy, or is it just the repetition that makes it so?
Well, I'm finding myself with a real liking of Popping Down the Street, but I think it's just because I've heard it so much.
It's an earworm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this track was the one to me that I was singing this because I listened to this audio once, I guess yesterday or 2 days ago, and this was the one I kept coming back to.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I actually liked. It's not my favorite. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at the end, hopefully we'll find out what your favorites are.
Sure.
Okay.
Take it to town, then you drive 4 miles around. You just pick it up. Take it to town, then you drive 4 miles around. Just remember, it's getting colder. I wouldn't mind, but I'm getting older. It's just scary. I've been here before, but I don't care.
I don't care.
Anymore.
So what am I going to do?
I'm gonna pick it up.
Oh, yeah. Just pick it up. Come on, here it comes. Come on, let's go. Pick it up. Oh, man, come on. Oh, here we go.
Just pick it up.
Yeah, take it to town, then drive for miles around and just pick it up. You drive for miles around and just pick it up. Take it to town, then you drive for miles around. Come on, Chris, pick it up. Take it to town, then you drive for miles around and just pick it up. Then you drive for miles around and just pick it up. Take it to town,
then you drive 4 miles around.
Slowing down, Chris.
You just pick it up.
It could be the coda. It could be all of this one.
Then you drive 4 miles around.
All right. Yeah, there we go. Capping it off.
Town. Then you drive 4 miles around.
Slowing it down, getting it done. All right. We're getting close. Next track coming up soon. Very shortly. Looking forward to the next one.
Oh, 4 miles around. Just pick it up. Take it to town. Then you drive 4 miles around. Pick it up. Take it to town. Then you drive 4 miles around. Just pick it up. Just pick it up. Pick it up.
All right. Okay.
Pick it up.
Okay. All right, we did it. Okay, let's pause before we get into the next one. Chris, your reaction or anything you want to?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it was the best one we've heard so far. I think you think it is, though, huh? You're a big fan of that.
Well, I was into it. It got a little repetitive toward the end.
Yeah, a little bit repetitive.
I was looking forward to the closer.
Okay.
The next one I think is also very catchy.
What the heck?
What the heck? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks promising. I'll say that much.
Do you want to move forward with this, or
is there an alternative?
I don't know if you have other plans.
No.
Okay. Well, let's hear track 6.
Now this is we have 8 tracks. So
Yeah.
we're getting near the end here.
Yeah. This is the 6th track.
Okay.
What the heck?
All right.
Why the heck did I come here? Who the heck are you? What the heck are you doing? Is this crazy too? I want to know what's happening. Do you understand too? If I wouldn't mind, who the heck are you?
Now, can we pause? I have a question. Do you feel now, as an adult, that this would be more effective as what the hell?
I guess possibly there might be credibility in that.
What do you mean?
Well, it might make a lot more sense. I mean, what the heck is not something people actually say.
No. Yeah. But you, as a child, weren't used to saying what the hell, or you were afraid your mom would hear you recording these songs. And yell at you?
It went far beyond being afraid that I would be overheard. It was a matter of that would have been sinful, Chris. That would have made me a bad person.
Oh, you were a Catholic kid.
I was, yes.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, yeah, I was just curious.
All right, so let's continue.
What the heck do I do with this? What the heck do I know? What the heck do I find out? What the heck do I go?
What the heck do I go?
I mean, I almost feel like, let's take it even one step beyond that. If this was what the the F word, which we're trying to say on this show. Well, Steve tries to. Whatever. But I feel like this could be like a death metal song almost. You know? I'm being serious. Like,
right.
Yeah, I don't.
I tell you, what the heck did you know? What the heck did I tell you? Where the heck did you go?
I like that melody.
Under the bed. I really don't care, 'cause I am here all the time, and you know that I'm scared. What the heck did I tell you? Where the heck were you? What the heck did I know? Why does this place look like us? And you know that I feel out of place.
I didn't complete that line. I don't know what I meant to
No,
say.
you can't
Why does this
tell.
place look like a...
I'm playing an ace.
Where are we at here? I lost my place.
Yeah, can we pause, Jim?
What the heck is this?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're coming up with lyrics off the cuff like this, you're going to hit a block every now and then. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Why does this place look like a shithole? I think is what
you think that's what I was going for?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
And
was this written in a Wendy's?
And I like this line that we heard that played while we were talking. But put all your cards down. I'm playing an ace.
I don't see that. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a good line. Yeah.
Not bad at all. So let's continue.
What the heck did I know? Where the heck did you go? What the heck do you do with this? Yeah.
Solo.
What the heck do I do with this? What the heck do I say again? What the heck do I
can I just point out the balls it takes to do a guitar solo when you don't know how to play the guitar? I mean, that is... Okay, we can keep going.
No, all right.
The heck are you? Where the heck did you go? Where the heck am I now? Where the heck did I know you?
Ow, because I couldn't think of a rhyme for now.
Where the
So I just
heck
went,
did I see
ow.
you? Did I see you before?
It's good.
How do I know your eyes?
Ow. All right, Chris, your reaction to what the heck?
Like I said, I feel like it could be given a more adult. It needs to be updated for an adult audience, and I think you got something there, you know. But what the heck? I mean, that's not, like you said, that's not something anyone ever says. So,
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, but yeah, I like it.
All right. Well, I think that's the first one you've had a favorable opinion on.
No. I'll give.
You're saving it toward the end.
I'll elaborate.
I understand.
But you know, it does occur to me, Steve, that we have a very successful singer-songwriter on our staff. So why don't we just ask him what he thinks?
All right.
Of course, I'm talking about
Puppet Jamie Walters.
Puppet Jamie Walters, yeah. How are you doing, Jamie? Oh, I'm okay. Do you have any comments or questions about Steve's music that you've been listening to? Yeah, I have a question, Steve.
Yeah.
Is it true that you came up with these lyrics by pasting together Bazooka Joe comics? You're not really being fair. You're being funny, but you're not being fair. No, I'm pretty sure this had something to do with Bazooka Joe comics. Hey, Jim, bring up that comic. All right. Well, this has been a very fractured show, Steve.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it will be. See, my concern is that this entire thing will run as a feed.
Yeah.
Live to tape.
Well, I mean, people will see it, what it is, whatever. It's not really going to matter. But we have two more tracks. And this one is interesting to me. One, it's the shortest track, under 3 minutes.
That's why perhaps it may be your favorite as a result.
But also, it's called Jack's Crazy.
Yes.
Now, who is Jack?
Well, let's hear a little bit of Jack's Crazy, and then I'll give some background on what I believe this song to be about.
Perfect.
Okay. Jack's Crazy, track 7, the penultimate track of the 7 Seas. My 1988 or 89 home recorded EP.
Well, Jack's crazy, but I don't know why. Jack's crazy, don't tell me why. Jack's sitting in the corner.
I mean, I kind of feel like it should be "Don't ask me why," not "Don't tell me why."
Well, maybe it's better if you don't know why he's crazy. So you can take him at face value.
Yeah.
What he shows you, you want to evaluate.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I think it should have been "Don't ask me why," but yeah, let's continue.
Living in
Have that same
something
argument with Billy Joel.
that I don't know, I don't care. Well, Jack's crazy, I don't know what to say. Jack's crazy.
Now, Steve, we still don't know who Jack is, and you're going to tell us at some point. But was he upset that a 12-year-old pretending to be a rock star in his bedroom found him to be crazy?
Well, I don't know that he found out.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going and we'll get to.
Okay.
I really don't care.
I really don't care. There it is again.
You know that I'm here, and I'm waiting by the phone. If you don't mind, tell me when you're home. Oh, Jack's crazy. Jack's crazy.
Okay. You want to give me some background on who I believe Jack to have been?
Please.
Okay. Jack was a neighbor I had growing up.
Oh, okay. An adult?
An adult, an elderly man. My grandfather was friendly with him.
The guy who made the soup?
No. I lived on a block full of judgmental elderly. There is nobody on the block who was not elderly and a loon. And Jack was no exception. My grandfather was friendly with him, but he remembered him from when they were younger. So he knew a different Jack than I do when I was a kid. Different from the way I experienced Jack. I'd walk by his house.
Okay, so you said a different Jack, but you mean same person.
Same person, but my grandfather knew a different guy than...
He changed over as he aged to...
Yes.
His personality changed.
Indeed.
Okay.
So when I'd walk by his house and he was outside, I'd have to say hello, or someone would find out I was rude and tell my grandmother at her next hairdresser's appointment.
Oh, God.
I lived under a microscope, Chris.
Yeah.
So I'd wave to Jack when I passed him, and I'd say a pleasant hello, and he'd say,
okay.
Now, in a friendly way.
Oh, well.
But that's all I'd get out of him, except for one time, Chris. My friend Dan and I were riding our bikes up the street, and Dan was considerably overweight. And as we passed Jack's house, Jack said to me, so only I could hear it, that bicycle's crying.
Man, what a great line. So Jack, this song should have been called Jack's Hilarious.
But those were the only Webster-recognized Scrabble legal words I ever got out of him. Just to insult my buddy.
Jack sounds pretty awesome.
So, in my unprofessional, anecdotal opinion, Jack was crazy. So, shall we hear the rest?
Well, Jack's crazy. I don't know what's happening. Jack's crazy. Listen to me once again. Jack's crazy. What do I care? Jack's crazy. Sitting on a high bridge waiting for the toll. I don't care cause I'm waiting for a troll to come along and push me out. I really don't care cause I'm out of that grease. That's why, yeah, Jack's crazy.
Okay, so if you're not, if you didn't catch that, the reason why Jack is crazy is because I'm out of that grease.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, out of that grease that's a good line. You know, in whatever context. I don't know what you're going for, but I like it. You also lined waiting for the toll with waiting for a troll.
Yeah.
In regards to a bridge.
Yeah.
Very, very clever, man.
Well, I don't know about that. That was more than likely a reference to the Three Billy Goats Gruff.
I don't know what
the children's story.
No, I don't know what that is. But okay, I like it.
Okay, well, appreciate that. Let's continue.
See, don't tell me, is it true Jack's crazy, crazy? Why would he be Jack's crazy?
Why would he be? Because I'm out of that grease.
Between you and me, Jack's crazy.
All right, so let's pause. Chris, anything you'd like to say?
Well, we've come to the last track.
Yeah.
And you told me there were two that you thought were popping down this. You thought were catchy.
Two that I thought were catchy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think one of them was track 5, whatever. The one that we had so much difficulty playing. Was that it? Pick It Up?
Yeah. Pick It Up, and also
that's the one you sang.
Pick It Up and What the Heck.
What the Heck, which was the one right after that, track 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize that What the Heck was one of them. And I agreed that I thought that had a lot of potential, that song. So
you just wanted profanity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because that would be the only way to make the point that you were trying to make.
And what was the point I was trying to make?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no.
I was hoping you had an answer for that.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So you want to do the last track?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Before we do, though, are we going to? Do you have any plans to release this?
Well, I don't know. We can if you would like.
I mean, we'll have to see what the audience reaction is. You know, whether or not we want to release this as an album, or well, you know, like something
like an EP. It's 8 tracks, and they can hear the whole thing without interruption.
But I thought, I took the liberty of coming up with some album cover concepts for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with this.
All right.
And my first thought was, I thought it would be funny if you had like a Sgt. Pepper theme type of thing, and and so here we go. You know, we could get those dollars retail for those jackets. They retail for $28.
The program's over here. There we go.
And I think we could get you one of those, and that kind of looks like you anyway. So maybe we don't even need it. We could just use that photo.
Right.
So I like that. And then I went. I fooled around with the Neil Young album cover here, to come up with a concept there. You know, it's just you, a tree, and a dog. So that's good.
Well, and no, it's not just me, a tree, and a dog. I see there's an editorial comment.
Well, you know,
the title has been replaced with a judgment.
I mean, you can't put an album out with Neil Young's name on it. So of course I had to put your name in there. Right. You know, and then this last one, I think this might work for you.
All right.
Getting down to business, you know, you might have to change the album title, but I mean, look at this. Who's not buying that album? By the way, folks, I want to point out that's not a cell phone that he has tucked into his. I don't know where he has that tucked into, but this was before cell phones.
Okay, let's see it. Okay, there we go.
And that, you know what that is, Steve?
I don't know what that is.
It's his address book of the ladies that he wants to call. When he says getting down to business, what he means is sex with random women. And that was the thing people used to have, I guess. If you were like this guy,
yeah.
You would have, you know, the phone numbers of all the ladies you could call up. It was like Tinder before Tinder. You know, you could call. You had a bunch of names you could call.
Yeah, like Jack Tripper.
Jack Tripper.
On the original Rees Company.
Yeah, great example. So keep all this in mind, and I'd like to see an album release. I'd like to have this in vinyl, but I say that, and yet I haven't yet to hear the last track. So,
well, hopefully this doesn't change your mind. Our last track is called "Do or Die." This is the Jungle Land. This is the Purple Rain.
Okay.
This is the Champagne Supernova.
And yet it was the 8th track on the album titled The Seven Seas.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my closing musical statement of this opus.
Was it meant to be like a hidden track, like they used to have in the CDs?
Oh no, this was the bombastic final closing track.
Okay.
Now, in this song, I pose 2 important philosophical questions. It's fitting that this closes out the album, that these are my parting words, almost as though I wanted the audience to ponder these 2 points, draw their own conclusions, and we'd all have grown philosophically and spiritually by the time I released the 8 C's, which probably would have had 9 songs on it. Let's hear what these questions are.
Now, Steve, before we play it, I just want to say I think the best example of an album-ending track is the Beatles' Abbey Road, Her Majesty, right? Am I getting the name right? That's the name of it.
Yeah, Her Majesty.
Right. And that was, if I recall correctly, 22 seconds long.
Right.
Yes. This one is 3.5 minutes. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's hear it.
Okay. You were dead.
Around me, you gotta be very threatening. If you're to tell, what do I care? So do you. I really don't know it that well. Well, you would say whatever you want.
Do I?
I really don't care.
Oh, I don't care. Does it matter? Oh, no, it doesn't
what I
matter.
am, or you, doesn't do. Well, is it do or die? I'll never step down. Or is it him or run? Do I
Okay,
really
stop.
care?
There are the questions.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I lost focus for a second.
Is it do or die?
Okay.
Is it ham on rye?
Oh.
Now, I could pretend to have been precocious and suggest that this was an allusion to Charles Bukowski's novel, Ham on Rye. But it isn't. I remember distinctly around this time making a gift for my aunt a bunch of handwritten recipes on index cards. I copied the recipes out of my grandmother's cookbooks. And the first one I did was for ham on rye. I chose it because there wasn't much to it. Basically, put ham on rye. It's the name of the dish and the recipe itself are nearly identical. So for this reason, I believe that phrase was still fresh in my mind. So to paraphrase Freud, sometimes a sandwich is just a sandwich. And this musical sandwich is one even Warren Zevon probably would have complained about.
That's funny. That's very clever and very funny. Are we going to hear the rest of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, do I really care right now? I'll tell you right now, yeah. I wouldn't put up with you if that's what you do to me, and you know I really get sick and tired, sick of playing around here, and you do. You know what I mean when I say, let it up, let it get better, get better. Is it do or die? I'll just stand here till you say that it's do or die. But do I really care? You know it's really exciting. It's not that inviting when you say, what's wrong with you? I really don't answer, but I say, what's wrong with you? Do I really care? Oh, you ask me.
I'm guessing I don't really
What I
care.
really care about right now is this do or die? Is it head or right? Do or die when the sun goes down. You know what I mean. I get sick and tired of standing around in these blue jeans.
right, so that's the conclusion of the Seven Seas, my 1988 or 1989 indie rock EP.
We did it.
Now, there's Mr. How do you hold her close to where you does he have something to say?
Jamie, did you want to comment? Oh, he can't hear us. While that song is playing, he had me gouge out his eardrums with his scissors.
Oh, okay. I'm sure.
Hey, man.
I'm sure that won't change his vocal stylings.
You can go. Yeah. All right.
All right. In that case, Chris, anything you'd like to say about what we've heard tonight?
You know what? All I can say, Steve, is I don't like this. I love it. I'm going to listen to it again and again.
Well, in that case, I think we did it. Chris, is there anything we didn't talk about you might want to talk about?
No. I don't know how this, Jim has quite a job editing this show ahead of him, but it's basically his own fault, right? So, I don't feel bad because I don't know. Like it was just all you and I both got up at one point, so I guess But
and we'll also help him out with the editing in any way we can, providing.
But we don't know. What I'm saying is we don't know what the final product's going to look like. But
right,
it's all there.
And it was a very ambitious show. We did something different.
Yeah, and we'll be back to like a movie of the week next week, or something similar. Like you're used to.
Well, in that case, thanks so much, Chris. Thanks so much, Jim. Hey, for you guys, I'm Steve Rees. Husky
Walla.
Magano.
Tigers.
Eat 'em raw. We did it.